Good morning to everybody. Welcome to our weekly appointment with Caravan in the Sun, Facebook Live from Toscana Village in Montopoli Valdarno, Italy. So today, I think this video will be a bit short. Please, I apologize for that, but actually we are raiding the camping, the holiday village for Christmas, so I need to help my colleagues to put on the Christmas trees and the lights and all the things that cannot miss in period of Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I will be short, but I start to like this weekly appointment, so I don't want to miss to send a video to the people who appreciate it, of course. And I want to take this occasion to wish the best for the Christmas holiday, for the New Year's Eve. Don't eat too much because later you will regret. So eat well, but not too much, okay? We are approaching very shortly. We will be there in the holidays. And if you want to enjoy in the holidays, for Christmas, for New Year's Eve, like already many guests did, to coming here in the village to spend some days in Italy, why not? Here there is plenty of parties, of special nights that you can enjoy if you are coming. Okay, so talking about Christmas, I would like to speak to you about the way, what kind of events there are in Italy for the holidays, but today I can't, so I will do next time. Okay, next week I will give you an introduction to all the activities and parties you can enjoy if you are coming to celebrate the holidays in Italy. I want to speak to you a little bit about the thread we did about history of Italy, so that we maintain this mode in these videos. Last time we talked about Etruscans, you remember, and I told you that then later the Romans arrived and they absorbed the civilization of Etruscans. Well, so now we are entering this period that is so important for Italy, but not only for Italy, that is the Roman Empire, okay, the Roman domination. Just to tell a few things, because many people, they know a lot of things about Romans, they read a lot of books, but they don't understand completely what the Roman were exactly. Some people think, okay, it's another empire who was strong and for a certain period of time it was dominating the scene. No, Rome was an idea. Rome was very different. If you check in the long history of Rome, you will see that the Romans, they had no national values. It was not a kingdom or a city who was expanding their influence in as much territory it was possible. That was not the idea of Romans. Romans believed that Rome was civilization. Rome was a light in the world. From this light was spreading all around the world. Ecumenico. Ecumene means the whole world. They didn't want to conquer the world war, the entire world. Their idea is that that Rome had to spread civilization to all the peoples. So they accept the other ways of the other people. They accept the other religions. For example, in Rome there is a place called Pantheon. If you go to Rome, visit Pantheon. It's wonderful. It's a huge sort of church where the Romans put all the gods they were meeting. If they went to Egypt, for example, and they found Isis or Osiris, okay, they believe they were really existing, and they brought the god in the pantheon, so that if you were Egyptian, you believed in Isis or Osiris, you come there and you pray for your god. They had absolutely no problem with religions. And for them, it was not a matter of being Italian or Gaul or Greeks. For them, what was important was the citizenship, Roman civic citizenship. They wanted that people accept the laws, the currency, the way of life of Romans, because for them it was, and it was the truth, it was the most modern way to live in this world. So when they expand and they conquer new place, they left people alone. If they wanted to keep their habits, it was okay, their gods. But if they wanted to obtain the citizenship, that was very important, they had to require. There was two ways to have the Roman citizenship. One was by birth. When they conquered a place, the Romans chose the most important people, the leaders, the generals, the people, the rich people, and they gave the Roman citizenship. That was a really important privilege. I will tell you a story about this. To understand what Roman citizenship was, I will tell you about Paolo of Tarsus. Is one of Christ's apostles. He was a rich man, Paolo. And when the Roman conquered that part of the world, they gave the citizenship to his family. Once, Paolo was arrested because his enemies denounced him for some reason. The Romans took, because the laws was enforced by Romans, they took him, and as usual they were prepared to torture him and maybe kill him, who knows, because the laws was very harsh at the time. And when he was in chain, Paolo called the Roman centurion and say, "Hey, are you sure you can torture me without trial first?" He said, "Why?" "Because I'm a Roman citizen." So this man said, "No, really, you are a Roman citizen, so sorry, but how much you pay to obtain?" Because that was one way to obtain the Roman citizenship, paying. He said, no, I paid nothing because I am by birth. So this poor soldier became white. He called his superior, and Paolo was free by the end of the day. That was the power of Roman citizenship in all the empire. Consider the empire was spread from Scotland to Mesopotamia, from the Danube to Morocco. Okay, at that time the whole world was in a Pax Romana, means you were inside the world of Rome. You were protected by Rome. You had the currency of Rome. You had the laws. You had the certainty that your life could be good and you could improve your life. And everybody wanted to be part of this world. Even the barbarians, barbarians was how Romans, but also Greeks, called the people that were not in the empire. They were not Latin speaker or Greek speaker. They called barbarians because for them it was like they were stuttering, but they speak like they didn't know how to speak. So they called barbarians. But it was not, they didn't despise them. They consider like child. They are child. They don't know how Rome is important in the life of a citizen. One day they will understand and they will be part of the Roman Empire. And if many barbarians for centuries, they start to come to Rome by one in small group or even in bigger groups, tribes or entire peoples, because they prefer to live in the Roman Empire. They found everything, the wealth, the thermal baths, the enjoyments, everything that they didn't find in their far lands, in the forest, in the icy forest. And so barbarians, Romans wanted immigration. That was one of the secrets of Rome. Rome wanted immigrants, barbarians who came, asked for protection inside the empire. So they gave you a special status. They were not slaves. They were not Roman citizens. They were something in the middle. They said, okay, you will work here in the empire. You will serve the legion like a soldier, and in exchange we will give you the Roman citizenship, and you will be like us, one of us. That was the way immigration was working very well at the times of Rome. At this proposal, I want to tell you another story that maybe explain better what was Rome at this time, that it was so different from anything that was before and even later. There was an emperor, it's called Claudio. He's the fourth emperor, I think. It's a funny story because Claudius was also stuttering. He was speaking like that, and everybody considered him a complete idiot. They thought he was inoffensive and stupid. When Caligula died, Caligula was a monster, they killed him, but after Caligula they didn't know who was the next emperor. They were quarreling about, and so they say, okay, for the moment let's put Claudius there, there is no problem, he's a stupid, when we need to take his place we will do it. But Claudio was not stupid at all. He was one of the best emperors. He was very clever, very intelligent. He studied all the philosophy of Greeks, everything. He was a real scholar, and so he was maybe one of the best emperor that Roman had. And one day in the Senate, they were discussing about accepting in the Senate people from Gaul, from France, okay, barbarians. They wanted to put some senators coming from France, and a lot of Italian senators say, "Oh no, you can hear this. It's not possible. They are barbarians. Well, it's not their place here. No, they are disgusting." And Claudius stuck to speak, and they say, "But you and you and you are not Roman. You are Etruscans. You are Samnites. You became Roman. Now you are a Roman citizen. But before you were not like this. If we were thinking the same before." Now you were still there and you were not a Roman citizen. So now it's the turn of people from France, from Gaul. That to let you understand what was the idea of Rome. And it remained like that for centuries, for 1,000 years, because Rome was an idea, was not a nation. And so it's hard to me to speak about Rome, because I want to speak about Italy, to help you to visit better our country. But Rome is not Italy. Okay, Rome is in Italy, and Italian culture is full of Roman heredity. But Rome is the starting point of our world, of Europe, even of America. Because if you think your society, if you are British, if you are French, if you are American, you owe quite everything to Rome. Even the language, you can say, okay, English doesn't came from Latin, so we don't mix up with the people, Latin people. No, even your language is full of the heredity of Rome. Example, the word salary in English, in Italian is salario, is a word that came from the Romans, who were used at first to pay the workers and the soldiers with salt. They occupied the port of Ostia, one of the very first conquests of Rome, and they took salt from there. Salt at that time was a precious item, and so they were used to pay soldiers and workers with the salt coming from Ostia. So the word salario, that is still in use. And there are many of these examples in the common language, also in England, also in America, everywhere. So the heredity of Rome is huge. Even that's a funny thing. That gives me an idea. When you come to Italy, one of the things you want to see are borghi. Borghi are those small towns that are typical Italian, but you find also elsewhere. Nestled on a hill or in a mountain, you see these homes, like a row of homes on the top of the hills. These are called borghi. You will see a lot of them, especially in the center sent till in the mountains of Italy. But you will not find much more north or in your country like in England. It's hard to find. That's the reason. Etruscan people, they, like all the other people before Romans, they used to live like that. They had their centers on the hills to be well protected. It was just a place where the people of the countryside went for the market, for praying, for trading a bit. Okay, they were small places, well defended on the hill, and you will find a lot of them. And the Romans, when they conquered, they left this way, no problem. But the idea of Rome was to build cities, towns, big like Rome, and spreading Roman culture like Rome did. So they sent the legionaries abroad, for example in France or in England, to be garrisoned in this place. And they formed a castrum. Castrum, it was a town of tents at first. It was squared, with exactly perpendicular road north to south and east to west to the gates of the castrum, and the castrum was the nucleus of a town. Quite all the big town in Europe start this way. If you go to London, there was the old Castrum Londinium, the square place where the Roman legion were. Then all the people went and they start to expand the town, and now is the town that all of us we know. The same at Bath in England or Lyon in France. They all come from castrum, the camp of the legionaries. You will see everywhere. Every town has a castrum somewhere. For this reason, you will find borghi in Italy where the Romans didn't need to leave legions. On the contrary, they didn't want legions and soldiers come near to Rome. Usually there was a border at the river Rubicone in the north. They say if you are a general, you have soldiers, you can't cross this river because you are entering the territory of Rome. And so there was no need to place legions. But abroad, in the province, in the other countries, slowly when Rome was expanding, they need to send legions to settle there and form new cities, new camp, new administrative centers. Okay, that's just to explain a little bit what was the idea, what was a Roman, what was to be a Roman citizen. And this is not only Italian history, this is our history, our our European and Westerners. So it's hard to separate these things. So I will not speak so much about Rome. I will let you know something, of course, because if you come to Italy, I'm sure you want to arrange some visit to Rome to see the rest of the ancient civilization of Rome. But it's too big to talk in this Facebook Live, so I will only tell you some stories, some funny stories to let you understand better what we are talking about, but I will not go in deep in the history of Rome. Okay, so I have to go now to help my colleagues in Christmas arrangements. And I have to say goodbye for now. Next time I will do something more longer, maybe more interesting than today. However, I hope you enjoyed. Remember that if you are interested in buying mobile homes, you can visit both Caravan in the Sun site or Toscana Village site, our site. There are plenty of information about prices and dimensions and materials about homes, and there are also the address to contact us either in Caravan in the Sun or in Toscana Village. We will be glad to answer to all your questions. We are at your disposal. You can drop an email and we will surely answer you. If you want to arrange a viewing trip to see your new home first, we can do it. You will tell us when you want to come, we will arrange the whole thing, and you will take the occasion also to enjoy a little bit. This is the right moment to enjoy a little bit here. Just a small thing, just to conclude what we were saying about Italian culture and Roman heredity. Maybe you don't know, but the calendar is taken from the Romans. The Romans had the calendar of 10 months, not 12. It was starting in March, when you hear Idi di Marzo, March Idis, means the New Year Eve for Romans. It was in March. When Julius Caesar was assassinated, murdered, it was Idi di Marzo. Then the Christians, the Papa Gregorio, added 2 months, that is January and February, and now we have the calendar of 12 months, but before it was going from March till December. December means the 10th month, the 10. And also the holidays that now we are approaching, like Christmas. Okay, now is a Christian holiday. Okay, we have holiday for the birth of Jesus Christ, but the Christian place the date the 25th of December, because before it was the most important pagan holidays in the Roman world. It was the day of Jupiter, of the father of gods, and they celebrate the 25th of December. There was, when the Christians arrived in Rome, for a while, for a century, couple of centuries, they were living together, Christians and pagans. It was a sort of rivalry between them. So the Christians, at a certain point, when they had the upper hand on the pagans, they preferred to place the main holiday exactly the same day of the pagans, so that their festivities were cancelled and they only celebrate the Christian one. So even Christmas is something that came from Rome. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Okay, now I stop, and I wish you again all the best for this holiday period. Hope you will enjoy a lot, and I hope to see you here in Toscana Village, possibly. What can I say? Hi to everybody, and see you soon. Goodbye. Ciao.